Hey there, scholars. Welcome to another lesson in well-ordered language. On Tuesday, we read a story called The Sausage, and today we are going to be looking at a couple of sentences based on that story and be analyzing those sentences. So, before we analyze any sentences, I just wanted to do a quick review of some vocabulary that we haven't really seen in a little while. A predicate nominative is a principal element in a sentence, and that's a noun or pronoun that follows a linking verb in a sentence that renames the subject. So I've been doing brief reminders during the past lessons, but remember, predicate nominative is when you rename the subject. Whereas a predicate adjective, it's an adjective that follows a linking verb in a sentence, and it's describing a quality of the subject. And then we have a predicate verb, and it's an action verb that shows what the subject does. And if it's a transitive verb, it has a direct object, and if it's an intransitive verb, it does not. And kind of the focus of these lessons in Chapter 8 was possessive noun, so I just want to do a brief reminder what a possessive noun is. A possessive noun is a noun that shows ownership of something and behaves like an adjective. And we will see a prepositional phrase in one of the sentences. So I want to do a brief reminder that is a part of speech that shows the relationship between certain words in a sentence. All right. And oops. There we go. Just a reminder, the order that you analyze a sentence is important because it's going to help you along the way, especially when you come across a prepositional phrase, because if you don't do that first, it's going to mess up your whole sentence. So you analyze the prepositional phrase first, then analyze the principal elements like the subject and then your verbs and your predicate. And then lastly, modifiers, adjectives, adverbs, and such. When you have a prepositional phrase, you put a parentheses around it. You label it with lowercase p. The object of the preposition is a lowercase op underneath, and then you label any modifiers within the prepositional phrase. Then label any principal elements. Then you hook the phrase to the rest of the sentence with adjectival preposition or adverbial preposition. All right, so let's take a look at some example sentences from our story about the sausage. There we go. All right, so we're just going to analyze, as we have always been during distant learning. Let's get started. The first one says, an old lady received a fairy's gift. A reminder, all of these are going to have possessive nouns in it because it comes from that chapter in our well-ordered language book. But there is one that does have a prepositional phrase, which I'll show you later on. An old lady received a fairy's gift. First, does this have any prepositional phrases? I don't see any prepositions, so we don't need to label any. Next, I do my principal elements. So an old lady is my subject. So I'm going to underline that with one line and put an uppercase S over the top. And then I figure out my predicate. I have received as my verb. So I'm going to put two lines underneath. And that is an action verb, to receive something. So that means it's going to be a predicate verb. It's not a linking verb, so there's no predicate nominative or predicate adjective in this. Now, you physically receive something, that means there's going to be a direct object, which means that is gift. The gift is my direct object, and remember I labeled that D-O. Now I go through and do all my modifiers. How many of the ladies are there? There's an old lady. And old describes the lady. So those are both adjectives. And a fairy's gift. A is telling me about the gift. And remember, fairies, even though that is a noun, it is a possessive noun, so it is acting as an adjective. Alright, so kind of scaled back a little bit what we have been doing, so this should be a little bit easier than what we've been doing, but just focus on those principal elements and then the modifiers. Number 2, I am going to have you do on your own. Number 3, let's take a look at that one. Instantly, the lady's dreams were fantastic. So I go through and I need to find my principal elements first. So my subject, ladies is my first inclination to make subject, but I see that it is a possessive noun, so it can't be my subject. That means dreams are going to be my subject. What about the dreams? The dreams were, that is a verb, and were is a linking verb. So now I can figure out the dreams were what? The dreams were fantastic. So fantastic, is that renaming the dream or describing? It's describing the dream. So that is going to be a predicate adjective. If we were renaming the dreams, it would be predicate nominative. Alright, now we go through and add my modifiers. So instantly is an adverb. I can tell because it has a ly at the end. That's usually a good hint that it is an adverb. I only have one verb in my sentence, so it's going to go to were. That's an adverb. And which dreams? The ladies' dreams. Those are going to be adjectives. Alright, so that's how you analyze that sentence. And the last one that I am going to do with you is number 4, because I like to do the question ones. So, would the couple's barn be full now? First, I need to figure out what's my subject about. My subject is about the barn. So that is my subject. Be is a verb, and it is my linking verb. And I'm describing the barn as full. So that is going to be my predicate adjective because I'm describing. Alright, now we go through. Oh, I forgot. This is a question, so that is starting with a helping verb. Would is a helping verb in this sentence. Now I can go through and do my modifiers. The whose barn? It's the couple's barn. So those are acting as adjectives. And now is telling me when. So it is acting as an adverb. All right. And I was gonna do that be it, but I'm gonna do one more with you so I can show you one with a predicate nominative. so we can see one that is renaming. So number 5. Let's do number 5. The old lady's first wish was a sausage. So I go through and find my principal elements. The lady's first wish. Wish is a noun. So that is going to be my subject. That's what the sentence is about. It's about the wish. The wish was is my linking verb. And then I am renaming the wish to, what was it? It was a sausage. So that's going to be my predicate nominative because it's a noun and it's renaming my wish. All right, now we can go through and do all my modifiers. So let's work this way. The what? The wish. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. Old isn't describing the wish. It's not an old wish. It's describing, it's the old lady. So that is going to be an adjective. Oh, I forgot to label the is also an adjective. Now we can go through ladies. Whose wish was it? It was the lady's wish. And which wish was it? It was the first wish. Wasn't the second or the third. So those are both adjectives to wish. And in the last one, it was a sausage. That's going to be an adjective. All right. So on this first page, you're going to do number 2. And on this second page, you're going to do all of them on your own. And here's a little hint for you. Number 8 is the one with a prepositional phrase. So we've been practicing those a lot, so it shouldn't be anything new. All right, and as always, if you have any questions, ask them on Google Classroom, and we'll see you next time.